If you're trying to get your first credit card but keep getting rejected because you have no credit history, you are stuck in the most frustrating catch-22 in personal finance. You need credit to get credit, but nobody will give you credit without credit. But here's what the banks don't want you to know. There are 5 specific credit cards designed to approve people with zero credit history, and one of them will actually pay you to build credit in your first year. I'm talking about earning real cashback and rewards while building a 700 plus credit score from scratch. But the problem is that most people apply for the wrong cards first and get rejected, which actually hurts their chances of getting approved later. But if you apply for these 5 cards in the right order, you can go from zero credit to excellence in 12 to 18 months, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now, if you are new to the channel, I help business owners and entrepreneurs get up to $100,000 in business funding at 0% APR for 12 months. And here's the best part, you don't pay a dime until you get funded. And we are only working with a limited number of people each month because we provide personalized strategies for each situation. So if you are interested, book a free strategy call by clicking the first link in the description today. But today we are talking about the foundation of everything, your first credit card. Because here's the truth. The credit card that you choose as your first card will stay in your credit report for the rest of your life. It becomes the foundation of your time credit profile. Most people pick their first credit card randomly or go with whatever their bank offers, and that's a huge mistake. The right first card can fast track your credit building and position you for premium cards and business funding opportunities down the road. The wrong first card can keep you stuck in the beginner territory for years. Stick around because what I revealed in section 4 about the cards that pays you to build credit will completely change how you think about starter cards, and I will show you the SAC application strategy that maximizes your approval odds. Before we dive into the specific cards, let me explain you why choosing the right starter card is so critical for your financial future. Your first credit card becomes your oldest account, and the age of your oldest account makes up 15% of your credit score. This means your first card will be helping your credit score for decades, even after you get premium cards with better rewards. But here's what most people don't understand. Not all starter cards are created equal. Some starter cards graduate to better products automatically. Others keep you stuck with basic features forever. Some report to all 3 credit bureaus, while others report only to 1 or 2. The difference between choosing the right starter card and the wrong one can be 50 to 100 credit score points over the first 2 years. That's the difference between getting approved for premium cards and business funding versus getting stuck in the basic products. Here's the strategy that changes everything. Instead of just getting approved for any card, you want to get approved for a card that positions you for long-term success. A card that grows with you as your credit improves. And here's the key insight most people miss. The banks that approve beginners most easily aren't necessarily the banks that you want to build long-term relationship with. But there's a way to use starter credit cards strategically to build credit card fast, then transition to premium cards with better banks. Let's start with a card that's perfect for people with absolute zero credit history. The Discovery EAT Secure Credit Card. This is a secure credit card, which means you put down a security deposit that becomes your credit limit. So if you deposit $200, you get a $200 credit limit. The minimum deposit is $200, maximum is $2,500. But here's what makes this credit card incredible for beginners. It's the only secure card that earns rewards. You get 1% cashback on all purchases and 5% cashback on rotating quarterly categories like gas, groceries, restaurants, Amazon. And here's the game changer. Discover changes all the cashback you earn in your first year. So you are essentially earning 2% on everything and 10% on quarterly categories in your first year. That's better than most premium credit cards. There's a no annual fee, and after 8 months responsible use, Discover automatically reviews your account to graduate you to an unsecured card. When that happens, they refund your security deposit and you have a regular credit card. This card reports all 3 credit bureaus, so you are building credit across the board. And Discovery provides you FICO credit score for free every month, so you can track your progress. The approval requirements are basically non-existent. As long as you are 18 or older, with some form of income, you will get approved. This makes it perfect for people who've been rejected by other cards. Card number 2 is the Capital One Platinum Secured, and this card has a unique feature that makes it incredibly accessible. Unlike most secure cards that require your deposit, the full amount of your credit limit, the Platinum Secured card can give you a higher credit limit than your deposit. You might put down $49 and get a $200 credit limit. or put down $99 and get a $300 credit limit. This makes it perfect for people who don't have a lot of cash for a security deposit, but they still want to start building credit. But the downside is that this card doesn't earn reward. Zero cashback, 0 points, nothing. But here's why it might actually be perfect for beginners. If you're worried about overspending or getting caught up in reward optimizations, having a card that doesn't earn reward helps you focus purely on building credit. Capital One automatically considers you for credit limit increase starting at month 6, and these increases don't require additional deposits. So you could start with a $200 limit and end up with a $1,000 credit limit without putting down more money. After you establish a good payment history, Capital One will also consider graduating you to an unsecured card. And here's the key. Capital One has an excellent ecosystem of cards to grow into, including some of the best travel cards in the market. Card number 3 is where things get really interesting. Piral 2 Visa Credit Card. It's revolutionary because it's designed for people with limited credit history, but it's an unsecured card. No security deposit required. Here's what makes Piral so special. Instead of just looking at your credit score, they connect to your bank account and analyze your income, spending patterns, and saving habits. This allows them to approve people who might not qualify for other cards based on the credit score alone. But here's the brilliant part. The earning structure gets actually better over time as you prove you are responsible. You start earning 1% cashback on all purchases. You make your first 6 payments on time, you earn 1.25%. Make your first 12 payments on time, you earn 1.9% cashback on everything. This is genius because it rewards good behavior and gives you an incentive to use your credit card responsibly. Most cards give you the same rates regardless of how you use them, but Piral actually pays you more for building good credit habits. There's no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, and they report to all 3 credit bureaus. The card also comes with tools to help you build credit, including spending insights and credit score tracking. The approval requirements are more flexible than traditional cards, but you need some form of income and a bank account they can analyze. Card number 4 is specifically for college students, and it's one of the most generous starter cards available, the Discovery It Student Credit Card. If you're currently enrolled in college, this card offers you the same incredible benefits as the regular Discover It card, but with much more lenient approval requirements. You get 5% cashback on returning quarterly categories, 1% on everything else, and the cashback match in your first year. But here's what makes the student version even better. They give you $20 each school year for maintaining a 3.0 GPA or higher. That's $100 just for getting decent grades over 5 years. The approval requirements are designed for students with limited credit history. You just need to be enrolled in college and have some form of income, which can include financial aid, part-time jobs, or even allowance from parents. Here's a strategy that most people don't know. If you are taking even one class at a community college, you might qualify for student cards. The requirements are often more flexible than people think, and here's why this matters for your long-term strategy. Having a discovery relationship early can help you get approved for the other products later, including business cards that can provide significant funding opportunities. Card number 5 is the Capital One Quicksilver Secured, and this is the reward version of the Platinum Secured I mentioned earlier. You get the same flexible deposit requirements where your credit limit might be higher than your deposit, but you also earn 1.5% cashback on all purchases. For a secure card, this is excellent. Right now, there's an often welcome bonus of $50 after you spend $200 in the first 3 months. That's a 25% return on your spending, which is incredible for any card, let alone for a secure card. The card has no annual fee and automatically considers you for a graduation to an unsecured card after responsible usage. When you graduate, you get your deposit back and keep the same account so your credit history continues uninterrupted. Here's the strategy advantage of this card. Capital One has some of the best travel cards in the market, including the Venture and the Venture X cards. Starting with a Capital One secure card builds relationship that can help you get approved for these premium cards later. And here's what most people don't realize. Capital One is more likely to approve you for their premium cards if you already have a relationship with them, even if you started with a secure card. Now, let me share the application strategy that maximizes your approval odds and sets you up for the long-term success. First, only apply for one card at a time. Multiple applications in a short period can hurt your chances and impact your credit score with hard inquiries. Second, choose the card that best fits for your situation. If you have absolutely no credit history and limited cash, start with the Discover It Secured. If you are a student, go with the Discover It Student. If you have some income and banking history, consider the Piral 2. Third, wait at least 6 months before applying for a second card. This gives you time to establish payment history and see your credit score start to grow. Fourth, always set up autopay for a checking account for at least the minimum payment. This protects you from accidentally missing payments, which can devastate your credit score. Fifth, keep your utilization low. Try to use less than 10% of your credit limit and pay it off before your statement closing date. This maximizes your credit score growth. Here's the timeline that works. Month 1, get approved for your first card. Months 2 through 6, focus on making every payment on time and keeping your utilization low. Month 6, request a credit limit increase. And month 6 through 12, consider adding a second card if you need it. By month 18, if you follow this correctly, you should have a credit score in 700 range. Let me share the credit building secrets that can accelerate your progress from beginner to excellent credit. The most important factor is payment history, which makes up 35% of your credit score. Never miss a payment, even if it's just the minimum. Set up autopay to protect yourself. The second most important factor is the credit utilization at 30% of your score. Keep your balances low, ideally under the 10% of your credit limit. Pay off your cards before the statement closing date to report low utilization. Here's an advantage strategy. Once you have your first card for 6 months, you can request a credit limit increase. Higher limits make it easier to keep utilizations low, which boosts your credit score faster. Another strategy is to become an authorized user on someone else's account with excellent credit. Their good payment history and low utilization can boost your credit score immediately. And here's the mistake that kills people progress. Don't close your first credit card, even after you get better cards. Your first card becomes the foundation of your credit history and helps your score for decades. Here's what you need to do right now to start building excellence credit. First, choose the starter card that best fits you for the 5 I've covered today. Don't overthink it. The most important thing is to get started. Second, set up autopay immediately after you are approved to protect your payment history. Third, keep your utilization low and pay off your balance before the statement closing date. Fourth, be patient. Building excellence credit takes time, but following this strategy will get you there faster than any other method. Now, if you're a business owner or entrepreneur with a 700 credit score or more, and you want to see how strategic credit optimization can help you access to $100,000 in business funding at 0% APR for 12 months, click the first link in the description below and book a free strategic call right now. Remember, you don't pay a dime until you get funded. And we are only working with a limited number of people each month because we provide personalized strategies for each situation. If you found this guide helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more creative strategies that actually work. Every month you delay, it's a month longer it will take to reach your financial goals. The people who start today have a massive advantage over those who wait. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.